As the driving force behind the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson invented a cultural state of mind that included the beach, tanned young bodies, and cars. And while the people in his songs were having fun, Brian was having his own set of problems. By the mid-60s, the pressure was too much. Brian had a nervous breakdown and quit touring. He descended into years of drug addiction, alcoholism, obesity, and mental illness. The Beach Boys went on without him. Then his brother Dennis drowned, and his other brother Carl died of cancer earlier this year, just as Brian was getting his career back on track, working on his first solo album in 10 years.
Here we go.
Ever a time in this where you thought, I don't want to do music?
There have been many times when I would have thought that, yeah. I don't want to do music, but I still squeeze out those songs, you know. I squeeze them out of my throat. I try to squeeze a song, going to the task of doing it.
Well, what made you feel that way, that you didn't want to do it?
Well, it's a long story. I think I had a bad marriage, my first bad marriage. Kind of messed me up a little bit. But I'm okay now, though. All right. My first two babies, I didn't pay attention to them. I didn't raise them. I didn't do nothing. You know, my ex-wife did it all. But this time around, with my second marriage, I'm taking really good care of the babies. I'm watching them. I'm keeping them loved and all that stuff. Hi, lady. I'm a self-taught musician, like 4 freshmen. I learned the 4 freshmen.
So there was never a music lesson for you?
2 months of accordion lessons once when I was a kid. That's all I had. Other than that, I'm self-taught.
You got great ears.
I have 1 ear.
Okay, you have a great ear.
Thank you.
Now, it's your left ear that's the...
No, my right ear is deaf.
And how long has it been that way?
Since I was born. I was born deaf in my right ear.
Okay.
You know, which is a bummer, but I don't know. Right, follow me, guys. I go here, and this is where I lay, you know, and I look around. I look at all the beautiful trees and flowers, and I think good thoughts about a lot of peace, and you know, this is my favorite little spot in nature, right here.
So are you more comfortable with who you are now?
Yeah. Very much.
Tell me more about that.
Well, what do you mean who I am? Just comfortable with just being Brian Wilson?
Yes.
Well, it feels pretty good. It feels like it should. I feel like I should.
And how's that?
Proud of myself, proud of my success, proud of proud of the Beach Boys, proud of my solo career.
What melodies that you've written are you proudest of?
Well, I'm most proud of God Only Knows, you know, of the melodies. God Only Knows.
Why is that?
Yeah. I may not always love you, but as long as there are stars above you. I think it was a very beautiful chord pattern. The melody was lilting and beautiful. I like that. It's my favorite one.
And that's also a song that Carl sang.
Yeah, he sang that one.
I may not always love you, but long as there are stars above you.
His singing was like everybody's favorite. He was like the biggest. He was a giant.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
And a favorite opening of a Beach Boys tune?
The California Girls intro. The introduction to California Girls.
That has to be one of the most recognizable intros in pop music.
I know. You just turn the radio, and the radio goes boom. So it's so out there. You know what I mean? It's such a good sound. You know, it comes on, boom, just like that. You know.
One of the songs that I like on the new album is "Lay Down Burden."
Oh yeah, lay down. Of course, I forgot about that. That was, I dedicated that to Carl after he died.
Down, lay me down, lay me down, lay down burden.
I was at the concert that you did outside Chicago in St. Charles, and that was one of the songs that you did live. And I remember sitting in the audience, and there was a backdrop, and there were pictures of Dennis and Carl that came up onto the screen.
Yeah.
And there was one point in this where I thought I was going to lose it. Is it difficult for you to sing that song?
It's a little bit tough, but I mean, after you sort of get used to it, you know, you get used to those kind of things. You know what I mean? Death is just part of life, you know. There's death in life, you know. What can you do?
I know, but there's a point where, I mean, surely, I mean, you have to think that there's enough.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, I mean, I think there's enough for your family.
Yes, yes.
That it's like, time out, hold on, something's wrong here. You know.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I don't even know what to think myself about how to talk to anybody about it. I think what's going to happen is we're going to just hold on to it as long as we can, then we're going to have to just deal with it, you know.
Deal with what?
Deal with his death. Deal with the fact that he's not a Beach Boy anymore. We lost him. And it kind of goofed us up a little bit.
Next, part 2 of our conversation with Brian Wilson, climbing out of a black hole and getting his music back on track.
What I'd be without you.